Okay, it's first thing in the morning, way back in Nick's little lair. Uh, and one of the people who commented on my previous video said that they'd actually like to have like daily tarot readings done. Well, I'm not going to get around to doing a tarot reading on video every single day. I'm just not. But I decided to, for the moment, periodically accept the challenge of trying to get basically a tarot reading done every day. Remember, what humans are creatures who react to art. We react to language and symbols. We try and string things together in whatever way we can to try and find meaning. That's what humans are. And one of the wonderful things about the way in which tarot has evolved is because it's a symbolical thing which we can use to reflect upon. Okay? So I am going to do a series of short readings, and I'll keep this up until I get bored of it, or I've got other things on my mind or other things to do in my life. But for the moment, yeah, sure, man. We'll do a little short 3-card reading for you today, and if you like it, fine. If you don't, then just sit back and watch, and there will be other stuff coming out because I'm starting to feel that need to talk to this block of plastic with a little lens which is staring at me for some reason. I can't quite work out why. I just go through these phases of like, yeah man, I want to create video, and another moment it's kind of like no, I'd rather watch the horror channel or just get on with my work or this, that and the other. Because no matter what, the creation of content is something which takes time. Even if it's stuff which is directly related to your own work, it still has taken time, you know what I mean? It's taking my time. Well, I've got things to look after. But you yourself are craving something. You desire something. You desire entertainment. You desire to be uplifted. You desire to be made to think in a different and interesting way. And I am different and interesting. At least I think I am. So here we go. Quick 3 cards for the moment. Maybe it'll make some sense to you. Maybe it won't. Maybe you just enjoy the process. Because sometimes just watching someone shuffling cards and talking to you can be very therapeutic. Okay, very therapeutic indeed. Helps you to relax, to unwind, to think things through. Okay, 3 cards, here we go. First one for you today, 7 of Staves. Okay, remembering of course that the suit of staves in the tarot represented sport, because the staves evolved from hockey sticks. So that's why we've got a wands or staves card. So it's the element of sport, it's the element of competition, it's the element of dealing with other people, both in a recreational way as well as a competition way, in order to try and get to where you want to go. And one of the interesting things about this one particular card is the fact it's got the symbol of Mars in the corner. Okay? Suggesting going on out there and doing something. And of course this particular card is labelled as Valor, and Valor is that sense of bragging rights you get when you've achieved something good. So maybe this is a prophecy for yourself that if you do the next right thing and take right action, you yourself will be really proud of yourself and will find a way of growing in self-esteem, growing in self-knowledge, and achieving things. The other thing about the Suit of Wands is that it can have a meaning to do with direction, expressing your willpower in a certain way, also that of communicating and who you're communicating with and why you're communicating with them, and to try and move forward in this particular case without regrets. Maybe you do have some guilt or jealousy or remorse holding you back, some negative traits. Maybe it's worthwhile putting them into perspective and thinking things through in terms of what's really important for you and what particular attitudes of mind you need to nurture and which ones you want to kind of like put aside for the moment so that you can achieve the things you need to for your survival, prosperity and fulfillment. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. If it does, write something in the comment section. If it doesn't, write something in the comment section. That's what it's there for. You have the right to disagree and have a different opinion. So do I. Okay? Now your second card. This is expanding upon the story bit by bit, because I perceive this expression of the Princess of Swords as being defensive, because she's parrying, she's holding the sword back at an angle, which is something that people who do sword fighting would use or would do if they're trying to block a blow. The other aspects of this particular expression is very stormy. It's like she's sitting on a pillar of storm cloud, and there's these angles which is suggesting something like lightning or fire or energy or direction, but it's blackened, it's darkened. So there's something murky, a sense of lack of clarity of thoughts maybe, associated with a few key subjects. But the other aspect here is that of the colours themselves are the mercurial colours of blue and yellow, but of course mixed with green. So it's suggesting a desire or a need for some kind of healing or getting over some problems, which I think has been maybe spoken about by your first card there. Okay, which means it's almost like maybe success in one particular aspect of life that you're dealing with at the moment is kind of like a meniscus. It's like a layer of water, and you've got to try and break on through it, but you're not quite getting there. And you've got to think closely about the things that's holding you back, as well as to try and move forward whilst defending yourself against various challenges, maybe the words of other people, the ideas of other people, the values of other people, or indeed just maybe like interference in work, and there's colleagues there who are holding you back because they've got their own desires and needs and goals and aspirations, and maybe it doesn't necessarily include you the way in which it should. So maybe you're having to prove yourself as well to other people, okay, in order for you to gain the respect that you require, so you don't need to be as defensive, and you do need to carry on the process of getting yourself established. I mean, the word healing is used an awful lot by people who do readers. It's not about physical healing, it's about healing of your life, okay, in terms of your working life, your family life, your relationship life, in terms of all these things that you require to be sorted out in order for you to have fulfillment and survival and prosperity in lots of different ways, so that you can then maybe even think about giving back. Now, we don't know what the third card is, but let's have a quick look. Okay, so what have we got here? This expression in the Eight of Wands, again connected to the subject of sport or challenge or conflict or proving yourself or getting to a higher level. But the card in question has got a very different aspect to it. On the top right hand corner you got the symbol of Mercury. Mercury associated with the mercurial things, such as art, literature, learning. Again, healing is often used or ascribed to the mercurial symbol, being the crescent with the horns uppermost, then the circle, and then the cross. But also, it's supposed to connect all the different things which make up the human being: the mind, the spirit, and the body. But also, the body sign is a equal armed cross on the other end of the circle, which is a feminine symbol, that of resting, staying, receiving, rather than necessarily going out aggressively. So maybe this has got a different meaning to you. We've had martial symbols, we now have Venus symbols associated with the symbol of Mercury. So there's maybe a change over time of you not being needing to be quite so aggressive. You can actually sit back and start to receive more, but also breaking things down, breaking down ideas, thoughts and feelings in a different way. Why do I say that? You've got a rainbow. And what is a rainbow? A rainbow is pure, brilliant white light, which has been split up into its component parts. So maybe this is to do with thinking things through and breaking down into lots of different segments what is true and important, breaking down ideas into their component parts so that you can then think about recombining them. A lot of the symbolism here is vaguely reminiscent of a prism, okay, which can be used to recombine color back into brilliant white light, but it also splits light up, pure brilliant white light, into its constituent parts. Breaking down ideas, putting ideas back together again. Breaking down ideas, putting ideas back together again. Which seems to be talking in a similar way to what we had here. Okay? You've got to work at the things which is giving you maybe some false perspectives to give you that level of clarity. But also, this appears to be almost like a journey from your 3 cards. From needing to have your willpower in place, needing to defend yourself and break on through to the other side in terms of clarity of thought. Sometimes we go through life when we suddenly realize something new about ourselves or about other people or about life. It's a bit of a shock. It's, oh my God, your bubble gets burst. But also, that's a good thing because then you can recreate yourself in a new way. I've got some work coming in. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Incoming team chat request.